Good morning, my name is Jody and welcome to One Yard Wednesday. Good morning everybody, my name is Jody and I'm your host for today, and I have my producer Michael here with me. Manic Mike.
I'm Manic Mike today.
We'll be talking about that.
Yes, we will.
But if you're new to us, One Yard Wednesday is where you could get really great fabric and an awesome price. The prices or the actual products do not go live until after the show, so you don't have to worry about running off and trying to get the fabric before it's gone. Now, I will tell you a little hint, this stuff will not last, that I'm going to show you today. It is going to go very, very quickly, so be ready. Once the show ends, you can go ahead and shop till your heart's content. So let's talk about quilts on set. I have strip joints, which is behind me. And if you watched yesterday, it kind of gave you a preview of what this whole week is going to be about. And strips might be the teaser to that.
Might just make an appearance.
And then Michael has strips and salsa.
Fun thing about this quilt?
Yeah.
This was, when I first started, this was the strip along that they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I had no idea what a strip was, what a strip along was.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
You've come a long ways, Michael.
So far.
I had the opportunity yesterday to go out. I took a bunch of our strip quilts and took some photos so that we had some new photos of our quilts. So that was really, really fun. But what about our question for today? Okay, so we are talking about strips because it is National Jelly Roll Week. They get a whole week, you guys.
That's crazy.
I don't think that charm squares or 10-inch squares get a whole week. And I think part of it, and I don't know the history, and I probably should have done some work on figuring this out, is it might have been the first thing that people use. 10-inch squares are newer, 5-inch squares are newer, but we've always worked with strips as quilters, right?
Ooh, going anthropological
yeah,
today.
Maybe. Yeah, I should have done my research on that. Maybe on Friday I'll have some more information about that. So my question is, do you cut your own 2.5-inch strips, or do you always use pre-cuts or what they call jelly rolls? And every company has a different name for their jelly rolls.
What are some of the other names you've heard?
Let's see. I just saw one out in the other room. What do they call them? 2.5-inch strips. Maybe our audience can fill us in on that, because I, for the life of me, cannot remember. Something about diamond strips or something I thought I saw. But anyways, go ahead and fill in the comments about what you do, and then I will share my 2 cents. Michael, do you have any opinions about that?
Given that up until I started working here, Jelly Roll was just a sweet treat. And then right from there, it was the stripology ruler. No, I do not use Jelly Rolls. And frankly, not to besmirch anyone who uses them, I like to be in control of seeing the strips be made with the ruler, because then I'm like, all right, I watched it get cut. I know that it's legit. Well,
and that is kind of goes into what I do. I would say that I use some pre-cuts, very rarely, but the one I use the rarest is a jelly roll or a 2.5-inch strip roll. And partly because if you are in the industry or in the world of quilting, you know that pre-cuts are not made exactly the size that they should be, right? Sometimes they're just a little off, those kinds of things. But the other thing about pre-cuts that you cannot do is you cannot starch them, because it will shrink them down and you will not have a 2.5-inch strip.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I've had people starch their pre-cuts and then call and say, how come my strip's not 2.5 inches? So just be aware that if you do use pre-cuts, you cannot starch. So that is why I always cut my own 2.5-inch strips. And I just wanted to do a quick demo of the ruler and how to do this, because Gudrun has made life, whoops, I should probably move this up so you can see it, super, super easy. And you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything. But I know this looks very crooked on camera, but it is not crooked. So don't send me an email saying it was crooked. Okay? So on this ruler, you will see stars and you will see squares. The squares indicate that that's 2.5 inches. So if you need to make 12 2.5-inch strips, all you have to do is cut 0, go to the next square, 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 and then you're done. If you want to make 1.5-inch strips, she's also taking care of that for you. You would cut at all the stars. And now you have all of these 1.5-inch strips. You don't even have to think about it. So I'm just going to demo quick. So if I want all these 2.5-inch strips, all you got to do is make sure that you're putting your blade in the spot where there is a square. And you can see how quickly you can cut strips.
I never get tired of seeing that.
I know, and hearing it, because
I know,
you can
yeah.
hear it. But the other thing is, like, I didn't starch this because I'm just playing around, but let's say that I want to make strips. I could starch this, and then when I cut my strips, they will be 2.5 inches. Mm-hmm. And I have a starched piece of strip, that kind of thing. So you are getting an exact 2.5-inch strip when you're using the stripology ruler, which just makes life so much easier than depending on somebody else. And then the other thing with the jelly rolls is a lot of times they have pinking on the sides. So then as a quilter, you have to make sure that you're consistent with how you're lining up that pinking. So if you're going to sew on that, if you're going to sew just to the left of the pinking, you need to make sure that you're sewing through the entire project like that. Or if you're sewing to the right of the pinking, you have to make sure that you're sewing consistently all the way through.
What is pinking?
That's where you take up the pinking shears, and it's got like little like square triangles on the jelly roll. I think I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
So that is my spiel on 2.5-inch strips and cutting them with the stripology ruler. And that goes to another subject that we have going on today. So this week we talked about it's National Jelly Roll Week, so we're celebrating on our live shows. Yesterday I gave away a jelly roll, and today I'll be giving away a jelly roll. So Michael, can you like go to the overhead? I'm actually sorry whoever's going to get this because I want you to see it. So we have this gray and white and black jelly roll, and I think I picked this one because of the fabric we're showing today. This is going to be a fantastic complement to the fabric we are showing on set today.
What a great idea.
Yeah, and this is by Quiltworks. Oh, this is a Judy and Judelle Niemeyer. It's Timeless Treasures. It's called Color Stock. So we will be giving this away. At the end of the show, Michael will be picking a random winner from the comments. So be sure. I forgot to tell him this. You guys. Do you see his face? He's like, what am I doing?
So I'm picking?
You're picking. That's your job. So if you don't like his answer, you can email him.
Okay.
But Michael's going to pick a name from the live show comments. So just comment. Tell me hi. We forgot to mention this. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Last week was Famfest.
Was it ever?
We are still recovering. I feel much better today than I did on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
But I got to meet so many of you guys and put a face to your names. It was really fun for me. This is my first year. I've never experienced that before. Yep. And so you made me feel so appreciated and loved, and that was so fun to have people just tell me how much they enjoy being with us on Wednesday. So it kind of gets us excited to keep going and keep doing our thing. So I appreciate that, and thank you guys for saying hi.
I also have to do a special call out to two people.
Yes.
Diane Deacon.
Yes.
For, I think, being our resident fact checker in the comments. Anytime you and I are stumped on something, Diane Deacon comes in and she's got the answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Love
Diane.
that.
Thank you. And I did get to meet Diane, so I was super grateful to get a face to her name since she's always on our show, so that's great.
And then Lynn Vach made me super spicy pickles.
Oh,
and
Lynn.
brought them to Famfest. And I'm a pickle queen, pickle king, pickle prince, whatever. I love pickles, and those were amazing. So thank you to everyone who came out.
Yes, it was really fun. So let's get back to National Jelly Roll Week. So be sure to comment so that we can give away this awesome jelly roll. And then make sure you watch on Friday. We'll be giving away our last jelly roll. You have to watch to win. So come and watch us. You actually will be getting me and Michael. I apologize if you're expecting Gudrun and HP.
I don't apologize.
They're vacationing. They're having a wonderful, relaxing time. So we are super happy to be able to fill in for them so they can take that time off. So, okay, fabric. So we have Alchemy by Tim Holtz and Color Wash by Carrie Bloomston for Wyndham Fabrics. So these were basics that we have had in the warehouse, and the manufacturers are either not making them or they're not adding colors, and so we have decided to replace those with other ones which we have gotten in over the time. So we are now offering these amazing fabrics, which I am super bummed out about because these are like, I'll be honest, you guys, I went and rated before the show.
If you weren't going to tell them, I was going to tell them.
I couldn't, I had to. There's nothing I can do about it. So I apologize. I had to get in on this because it's one of my favorites. Color Wash is one of my favorites. So let's get to it. The first one I'm going to show you is Alchemy by Tim Holtz. And if any of you guys know Tim Holtz, this is truly kind of his style with this like watercolory mix to it. It's beautiful green. We have here the light greens and the dark greens. Then we have this purple. We have very little of very few colors, but we do have a quantity of these. Again, actually the light does this super, super well, but you can really see all the different texture and the watercolor feel to that. And then we have this beautiful pink berry color. And you can kind of see in some of this, I'm actually going to flip this over, but there's a little bit of an orange in there. So you're getting some different colors mixed in with that, which is what this is actually reminds me a lot of that alcohol painting. So basically I don't know if you use a watercolor, but you use a paint and then you mix it with alcohol and it kind of does this it gives this feel to it. Yep. I don't know if I'm saying the words correctly, but somebody will tell me if I'm not. And then we have this great charcoal gray color. This would be a fantastic backing or background with all this movement in it. It would be so great. And then we have this red, this fire, reminds me of fire engine, not fire engine, but fiery colors with the oranges and the reds, and then you've got these blacks that are in there. There's a little bit of pink, little tiny bit of pink in there. So those are the colors we have in the Alchemy available. We have the green, the purple, the berry, the charcoal, and the red in the Alchemy by Tim Holtz. So I'm going to leave this up, and I'm actually going to put the Color Wash is the next one. That I love this line so much. So here we have this really light gray. And so when you're looking at this Color Wash, there's some different textures. Some have this bristly feel like you would if you were like painting your walls and you're getting kind of that wash kind of look to it. Some have like a scripty look to it, like this one, which is one of my favorites to use as a background. So this is called Scribble in the Charcoal. So you've got all these different like chalkboard, scribbly things. So much fun. And then we have this one. Now this one is will be hard to see, but I want to see if I can show you. So this then has that brush texture, but there's a little bit of green in this one. Just a tiny bit with the charcoal. It kind of gives it a different look to it. Yes, Kathleen, it is great. Then we have this awesome orange. Now this has kind of a wood grain feel to it. So like in the center of a tree, you kind of have that wood grain feel, which is kind of fun. You can see that. I love how Michael he was so ready to call me out, like my brother would. Catch me in a lie. Here is a green in that wood grain. So much fun, bright colors.
You can really see the texture in it.
In this one, yeah, really well. Here we have that brushed texture, but this one we have kind of that chartreuse or lime green with a dark green on the top. You can really, the lights really come out on that one. And then this yellow, I love this yellow. This has that scribble texture on it. So you can see here you've got this, you've got the scribblies. Like I can make a fabric line with scribbles. I'm good at that. So this is the yellow. And then we have the bluish periwinkle color in what looks like the wood grain. And this pink is amazing. See this? This is in the scribble, so pretty. And purple in the wood grain. So you've got the light purple with the dark purple scribble on the top. And then these last two are my favorite. Look at this beautiful teal green aqua color in the scribble. And then we have the brush stroke in this watermelon color. Isn't that pretty? Let me see if I can give you.
Oh, that one's vibrant.
Yeah, it's really pretty. The lights kind of wash it out a little bit, but. And then we do have this print right here in 3 yards, which would be great for backings or even a background. So this one is in a 3 yard plus in a 1 yard. And let's talk about complementary fabrics. So typically when I show a fabric line that's a basic, I will try to bring in some complementary fabrics that you can use with it. And I thought this one, it's by Wanderlust from Moda, and I thought this one would be a fantastic print to use as like a main print. Just seeing. Oh, I got to open the whole thing.
It keeps going.
It keeps going. This would be a great panel in the panel mashup.
Oh my gosh.
I think this is wonderful. And look at how amazing it looks with those fabrics in there. See, I didn't even know that
we surprised
existed.
Ourselves here.
Yeah, how pretty that is. So this one would be fantastic. It's Wanderlust by Moda Fabrics. And then Super Bloom is another Moda fabric. I'll open this one up too. This one is so fun, and all of these colors would be amazing with this. So as you can see here, again, any of these could be used as a panel. And I really love using these focal prints, or these what we call hero prints, as panels, but all these different beautiful colors. And now you have the yellows in there. So this is Super Bloom, Wildflowers. And then I have, this one is Palette Stacks Multi. So this one has just a little bit of like a denser, kind of like nature type of colors to it, but you could easily use any of these and some of the other prints that I pulled for you to go. So this will kind of give you that artsy feel to it. And then we have this one, which is Gradients Euphoria Color Eruption Rainbow. Okay, if this doesn't.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I can already see it.
Yeah, tell me this doesn't go with all of these fabrics. Look at that. That yummy, delicious fabric. Again, these could be used in squares. They could be used in so many things. And then you could use a lot of these basics as your supplemental colors.
I'm not a huge, I'm more of like an earthy,
I know you are.
earth tone person. This is kind of blowing my mind though.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
I love it. So cool. And then I had to bring in some other basics so that, I know if you guys watch me all the time, I say this about a lot of lines, and I have a lot of favorites, but maybe because I love fabric so much, so that's how it is. But I had to bring in some white because when I show you the projects, you're going to see that a lot of our projects are using backgrounds. So I wanted to show you what you could use. This is called Sparkle Elements Lilac. So I picked the purple. You can see it's kind of got like a little star in there, but we also have this in blue, patriotic, and I can't remember maybe it's grays, which would be great for backgrounds. Canvas turquoise, I thought went really well with all of these fabrics. And then this is new. We just got this one in. We have some of the other fizz. We have the black, this Manhattan Special, which is fantastic as backgrounds. But we got the sorbet in, and I just thought this was really fun. Something different. I always like to use, instead of your typical whites and blacks, I kind of like to show using different background colors in our projects. And yellow is always hard to find a really good yellow and a match in projects. So I picked this Canvas Sunshine, which is so great. I mean, it just works really well, right? Canvas is another really great basic. We do a really good job of bringing basics in. Glazed Watermelon. So as you can see, this works so well with the colors here. Again, I really like glaze.
Glaze is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love it so much. And you can see in this one, like the spots on there have kind of a light color, so it gives it that texture. And then greens are another one I think people have a hard time with. So I wanted to bring in a green in fern. So you can see that you can match this up with anything.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that is our selection. So let's talk about the projects. And the reason I want to talk about the projects is this week we have a special on our strip-alongs. What we have done is we have provided you with a PDF pattern and the videos for 4 different strip-alongs. So we're going to talk about those individually. So the first one is strip joints. Okay, so in strip joints, what you're getting when you purchase it is the videos and the PDF pattern. The videos will be in your account forever. You don't ever lose those. They'll be in your account. So when you, can you show, I can't remember if I put this in there or not, the strip joints photo? Sorry. So I wanted to show you some examples of strip joints. So we have kind of this traditional colorway. Like I said, I was able to go outside and get super hot yesterday, taking some photos. And then here's a flat shot of that one. And then we have the strip joints, which is behind me, that is a little bit more modern. As you can see with the blacks and then all of the different yellows and greens in there. And I really thought if you took like this scribble fabric, the black and the scribble, and use that with all these bright colors, how awesome. Now I have an idea that I need to actually do that with that look in there. So strip joints is one of the class projects that you can purchase individually. The second one is our current, this year's quilt along called Strip and Dip. And Strip and Dip, of course, is, I love this one. Was so happy when she decided to stripologize this one because it's so fun. And of course I picked it because all of these fabrics would be fantastic. You could definitely replicate the look of this one, the one that we did for the quilt along, and would be fantastic. So Strip and Dip is the second one that you can get the video and PDF pattern for. And then the next one is Strips and Salsa. So this is an example of a dark background with the strips and salsa. So you could use like your fizz with the black and the white as a background. You could use that scribble in the dark or the light gray. Here is an example of one where it looks very modern with these blacks and yellows and the white background. So you could easily do anything with that. And then Michael has a very traditional strips and salsa behind him.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And it can be very scrappy too. So you could get the video and the PDF pattern and just go into your collection at home and pick out 2.5-inch strips or cut your own 2.5 strips and use up a lot of the fabric that's in your stash. And last but not least, we have strip tees, which I think Gudrun has the most amazing creative mind when she's thinking about names for her patterns, and this is a true testament of that. So here is an example of the strip tees that is very sweet. It's an oceany type of line, which is great, very modern looking. Any of these fabrics will work really well with some of the complementary fabrics I showed you. And then we have like a rainbow feel to it. I love this one. This one's so fun. I love how the rainbow gradiates through that. So that's strip tees. And then you can also purchase these as a bundle. So you could get all 4 together in a bundle with all the videos for a one low price. I think it's $46, or I can't remember. I didn't write it down in my notes.
Discounted right now.
Yeah,
right?
I think the individual patterns are the individual video classes are $14.96 for the week. And then on Sunday, the price will actually go up. And then the bundle, I think, is like $40-some, which is unheard of, you guys.
I mean, yeah.
You get like all the videos, all of the patterns, everything for a really good deal. So take advantage of that in honor of National Jelly Roll Week. We have that. But I have 2 more projects I want to share that aren't a part of this, because I do like to give you small projects that you can use some of this fabric with. And one of them is strip ribbons. So strip ribbons is out of the Stripology book, if I remember correctly. I actually made this a long time ago. You could easily do a black and white version with gray and then pick one of these. Hi, Diane.
Coming in to save the day.
With the bright pink color or any of these bright pinks, or you can go opposite. You could use the black in the center here and then go and do your bright colors opposite of that. So many great options. And then, of course, I have to show you this very fun background or backing for that. And then our very own Braid Runner Midi. Excuse me. This is our printed batting. If you hadn't had a chance to get your hands on one of these, I think I have done 4 of the Take It Easies and 3 of these. Like, I love doing them so much.
I haven't done.
You have to.
And a table runner period, but I really want to try these. Do you recommend Take It Easy or Braid Runner for me?
Take it easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
In multiple ways, I should take it easy.
This one's not hard. The only reason I like Take It Easy for you, Michael, is that you can just be creative and you don't have to worry about colors, and you could be organized if you want to or not. This one, I feel like you have to put, I think you would agonize over
completely.
The colors.
You know me too well.
Yeah. So anyways, this one is done with Super Bloom, and I picked this one because you can really see how you could take some of those complementary fabrics that I showed you, put that in the center, and then build off of that going out. So please, if you get a chance to pick up one of those printed battings, you will not be disappointed by any means. So that is our projects for today. Do we have questions out there? Remember, Michael is picking a live winner.
We don't have many questions, but definitely a lot of people chiming in about the jelly roll versus
cut my own.
Yeah, pre-cut versus cutting your own.
Yep.
Yeah, I think just about everyone cuts their own, at least in this comment section.
Yeah.
The ones that said that we got this, for example. When they first started coming out, buying them, I think a lot of people also realized, though, that the accuracy can be kind of...
So while Michael is going through the comments and picking the winner, I'm going to talk about our upcoming shows. So as you know, Gudrun and Kirk, Mr. HB, sorry, I have a hard time with nicknames if you haven't figured that out yet, are on a much-needed vacation. So me and Michael will be back here on Happy Friday, which is the 19th of September. And then actually we'll be back here again on Tuesday of next week, the 23rd, with some more crazy, awesome stuff. And then One Yard Wednesday will be back. And Perfect Pair is going to be next Thursday. Not this Thursday, next Thursday. So if you guys are wondering what happened, we're just pushing it back a week. So those are our upcoming shows for this week. And one more thing, I forgot to mention this, but I mentioned it on yesterday's show. The panel mashup book, we got word from the publisher, will be delivered to us the first week in October. I know I was hoping that I was going to be telling you this week, but no, we just don't have any control over what they do with that book. So
No.
it will be here October for sure, 100%. So, all right, we have anything else? Oh,
Wait. Yeah.
the term jelly roll was first coined by Moda Fabrics in 2005, and the first collection of pre-cut fabrics was released in 2007. Diane. I love you, Diane.
It's so helpful.
The other thing is that the reason you will see other companies with different names for them is because the name Jelly Roll is actually trademarked by Moda, so technically no one else can use that.
That makes sense.
And that's why a lot of the different companies have their own names for the jelly rolls.
The more you know. I wish we had a little graphic that
I know.
would go across
We
the
should
bottom of
make
the
one.
screen. Yeah.
Anyways, our winner, can you tell us who the winner is?
I can. I need to preface, I literally, while Jody was talking about the shows, scrolled, and then like picked one. I swear, there's no favoritism or anything.
There isn't.
Okay, so our winner is, let me see here.
Shelly. Michael.
She went away. There we go.
Okay, Shelly DeGennaro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I butchered it. Shelly, you win this beautiful black, white, and gray jelly roll in honor of National Jelly Roll Week. And if you send an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com,
You got it.
we will get this shipped out to you as quickly as possible. And that is our show for today.
Thank you all for joining
Yes.
us. Happy to be back.
Yes, thank you, and we'll see you next week.